Nightly rounds, nightly rounds. Welcome to the nightly rounds.
Hello and welcome to the most culturally refined show on the webs.
The interwebs.
I am Parker, in order of most important to least. And then next is Johnny, the one who just gave you the beautiful song.
Hello.
And
After
then I
that,
guess there's like Seth and Clint, but no one really cares about them.
No, Seth laughed.
No one ever tunes into the Nightly Rounds podcast to listen to those two.
Hold on, Parker. Your mic is kind of like popping.
I'm sorry. It's not the only thing I can pop.
Oh my god.
Alright then, well, we had a story to start off with, but I guess Clint sort of just is letting us make fools of ourselves first.
Yeah, Clint. I thought you
Probably.
were
What's the
supposed to bring
story?
up the topic.
Oh,
starting off very
Avengers
poorly.
was good.
Whoa! Wow.
No,
Yeah, he
you know
cried
what
in
he
it
does.
too.
No, Johnny, that what you're gonna mention? We're about to talk about how great this movie was, and you're gonna talk about something that didn't even happen.
Why are we even talking about how great it was whenever it came out over a month ago?
Yeah,
Because it's the best movie ever made.
I think
is
by
true.
now everyone knew that it was pretty good, but wasn't there another story about cheating?
Mhm. Okay.
So, I don't know the story, but I will be filled in as we go along.
Yeah,
So,
you're
You,
practically
the
the audience.
listener, I am in the same boat as the audience, so I'll give you a
Alright.
first-hand reaction.
Okay, so basically, the story of Stormbreaker had caused some drama in my
It's just somebody
ex-girlfriend's.
fill us in on Stormbreaker. Just remind the audience real quick.
If they hadn't heard, all right, Clint, I think you should tell that story.
All right, so basically, we saw Avengers: Infinity War.
Last year.
Yeah, last year, April 26, 2018.
Oh my god,
We went to the best
That
movie
was
theater.
last year.
that's impressive.
This is the abridged version. So this girl came up to us and she besides Seth and she said, mind if I sit here? And Seth was like, yeah.
You basically sounded like Barack Obama, just
Yeah,
stuttering.
and he like fell in love with her, but they talked like all during the movie and whatnot. But he didn't even get her name, basically.
Didn't get her name, didn't get her
And-
number.
She left, and they never saw her again.
Oh
Recently,
no! Oh no! My clock is
oh,
going
is that the
off.
Undertaker? The Undertaker.
Smoke starts
It's
filling
just
the room.
ambience.
That's right,
just
guys.
part
We got a
of the,
special guest, the Undertaker. Welcome.
Actually, if we didn't have the original story to talk about, it'd be funny to talk about WWE. But anyways, do continue, please. I would like
Yeah,
to know
so-
the story.
The point of this version is Seth never even knew her name. We call her Stormbreaker, for Christ's sakes. And we never saw her again, even though she's probably a nurse and goes to school near there. But
Clint
Yeah,
was the
I'll
one
let
who
you
dug up
continue.
that information, and basically,
welcome.
like the reason that the rumors that I cheated, they began because one of my ex's friends, one of her friends, listens to the podcast, so I'm sure that this
The
will get
rat.
out as well.
as we call them,
We don't know who it is, but they're the
we
rat.
don't want to stir up a pot of drama, but that
yeah,
whole
we do.
Cunt.
Oh, my
Oh
God.
man,
But
just using that word.
But yeah, someone listens to the podcast and they told her that I cheated on her. Somehow they got that. They took things way beyond what actually happened.
Well, I thought you were single at that time, or no?
No,
guess
I
you
was
weren't.
not. I was not.
Oh,
I
Fred,
was
you're
close.
a
I was
dirty
close
cheater.
to being. I was close to being single though.
I'm going
He
to
wasn't even
like,
on Tinder.
slap you with the Bible, you
yet.
freaking adulterer.
I'm sorry. I'm just gonna
Yeah,
walk around
no,
with like
sorry.
the cross on my back.
You should
Please
tell
do.
them. Just talk about the text that Longarm sent.
Okay, so basically, I asked her about it. I was like, "Hey, I just wanted to, like, just bring this up, and talk about why you think that I cheated on you." And then she started talking. She asked me, "Why do you think that it's not cheating?" And I was like, first off, I didn't know the woman. She approached me. She sat down beside me. And then I never learned her name. I never like attempted to make contact. Okay, that's a lie. I did attempt to make a contact with her after Long Arms broke up with me, but that's beside the point. Uh, because I mean, we've been trying to find out who she is for months now. But
A year now.
I heard
Yeah,
it was
pretty
much a
Longhorns
year.
before
I
Long
haven't
Arms.
tried at all to
I was
find
in
her.
a
just so
Longhorn
y'all know.
Steakhouse.
Wait. Yeah, we had two people speaking.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just heard Longhorns, like steakhouse.
No, I
instead
said
of
Long
Long
Arms.
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 Yeah. Long Arms Steakhouse.
Long Arms.
That's Seth's ex-girlfriend. That's the villain of this story.
That's
Stonebreaker's the good guy.
see, Johnny gives all of my girlfriends and ex-girlfriends or whatever. He gives all
Their
of them
code
names.
names.
We have
I'm good at it. It's my gift, you know.
I guess we have Casper, but he always says that
Casper,
she's just too
Long Arms.
white. And then Long
Tim
Arms.
Baker.
And then Hunter.
Oh man, should we? We can't talk
No,
about Hunter.
we're not talking about Hunter.
Let's
Now
just
you just
continue
name
with the original story.
Okay. And so we were talking, and then she mentioned, after I explained everything to her, she told me that there's a difference between physically cheating and, get this, mentally cheating.
Well, I mean, I thought cheating was like, isn't there usually sexual content?
That's what I'm
contact
thinking. Any form of
involves-
contact. You got
I
me saying
mean,
not
contact.
cheating.
okay, maybe not like sexual contact, but I mean like
Well, Seth
Well-
talked to a girl at the movies, so that's cheating according to
That's,
Long Arms.
yeah, that's awful.
what, in your own words, define cheating to me, because I do not know. Pretend I
mean-
don't know.
Okay, I would say any form of intimate relations, you know.
So
It's
anything
like
you would
kissing,
do
hand-holding.
with your girlfriend, but
Yes.
you
Yeah.
would do that with. But
'Cause
you,
it's-
I see. This thing I see is like Stormbreaker. You treated her more like a friend than a
Yes.
girlfriend. Dare I say it?
And on the podcast where we mentioned Stormbreaker for the first time, I did say that I felt more of a connection with Stormbreaker than I had with
Well,
with
that was
Long
you said
Arms.
that after you.
I said
broke
that
up with Long
way
Arms.
after. I didn't even break up with Long Arms. She's the one who
Well,
broke up with me.
after the split happened, that's when you said the connection thing.
Yeah.
So, in my opinion, no cheating has ever occurred.
Thank you. And I think most people
In
would
my
agree.
humble opinion.
I
I
think most
suppose-
people
I
would
think
agree.
most sound people, I mean, that logic really does hold up.
I spoke with a lot of people like prior to this episode about this topic, and everyone said there's no such thing as emotional cheating. Like no one in the world thinks that's a real thing.
Like
I
I can
don't know,
under-
maybe we could ask our viewers to tell us.
like I can understand like feeling bad about someone, I don't know, having like a better connection while you were in a
I mean,
relationship.
maybe it's just jealousy.
I can see someone feeling
Emo-
bad about
I
that,
mean,
but
if you want to know
that's
my
not cheating.
opinion, emotional cheating is just another word for jealousy.
Ooh.
Very true.
Yeah,
Well,
so-
it does probably suck for Long Arms that Seth just met this girl for like 2 hours or so at the movie theater and liked her more than her, basically.
Well, it's not
Oh,
Seth's
man.
fault that
My
like she was
opinion
more
is-
interesting than Long Arms.
Oh God, this is
My
gonna,
opinion is that
this episode's
Sorry.
gonna stir the pot.
I mean,
By the
okay,
way-
maybe we should just move away from the drama. So, like, maybe we could talk about a new topic. I have a whole list of them if you want me to look it up.
Yes, please. Now that we've
I
got all
actually
the
have an idea
juicy
for.
bits out of the way.
I have an idea for a game we can play later. We just like, have you ever done this in school where you just, everyone says one word down the line until you have like a full story?
Ooh, that actually sounds pretty fun.
Yeah, we can
only
do
thing I
that
do in school is sleep
later.
and play on my phone.
I mean, what is school good for other than that, you know?
Absolutely nothing.
See, alright. So we'll do something a lot more lighthearted since we just kind of got off of a heavy topic. But
Not really heavy.
It wasn't really all
How-
that heavy.
Heavy in the arms, am I right?
well, it was. Let's do something.
It's not, to me, it's not even cheating because you only talk to her for like Like probably like 30 minutes or maybe even
In
less
total.
than that. 'Cause we watched a movie, you know.
Yeah.
Anyways, the new question now is what's like the worst trend you've ever been a part of or bought into?
I mean, I set the trend, so I can't really answer this question.
Shut up.
I mean, if you were the one who said the like eating Tide Pods, then I would actually call you like mentally retarded and then slap you.
You can't say that. The R word.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say
on
the.
this show.
Well, okay, no, I think it's
Threat
Clint who has the
harassment.
poppy mic.
I'm sorry. Did I censor myself with the poppies? The
No,
poppy?
Clint, I think he's the one who has the poppy mic.
Oh well, I don't hear anything, but let's just forget
Sorry, I
about
dropped it on the floor.
Okay.
Let's just forget it didn't happen.
All right. Okay, so Clint, do you have any topics for us? What should we talk about?
I just asked the question.
Wait, oh crap, what was the question?
Yeah, freaking idiot.
I
Gosh,
got
dang it.
distracted by someone's answer. Oh, the trends. Okay, the trends.
Yes, the trends. Okay.
I would have to say silly bands.
But
Dude,
okay,
those
that
are
was
great.
actually kind of a dumb trend.
Those are
Because I was gonna say like if you were into Heelys or anything, that's actually a pretty cool trend.
It's pretty rad, dude. If
Yeah,
I have to
I
be
know,
honest.
dude.
I'd want to buy Heelys right now.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently, in my elementary school, they wouldn't let kids wear the silly bands anymore because they kept cutting off circulation.
Well, maybe when you wear like 50 million of them,
How
like,
fat were
from your
these
wrist
kids?
to your elbow.
I mean, these things were loose on me. Like, there's no way that could actually cut off circulation.
I think I never even like became a part of that. I don't think I ever wore any.
I was cool.
Congratulations. It was very dumb. I mean, like, they were
I
so
started a
expensive.
trend in elementary school.
What was it?
It was 4th grade year. It was on a sunny day. I walk up to somebody, slap the back of my hand, and I point up to the sky and say bird. Everybody started going, bird. I remember this.
I remember that. No, there was this
I
one thing that was
remember-
really, really stupid. It went on in middle school. These kids
Was
would
it the
they would-
tabletop thing?
The what?
Nick,
No.
Oh, was it-
These kids would take thumbtacks and they'd run around and stab you.
yes.
Like
Oh
just
man.
in the hallways in class, like, and if you snitched on them, they'd get you even worse later on. It was like,
I mean,
it
this
was
might-
awful.
That sounds worse now.
No,
Like
that's
mine
probably
seems like
why.
child's play, but
No one ever
when
got
I was
one
in ninth
thumbtack.
grade, they had hornets. You freaking get a
Oh.
rubber band and some like paper clips or
Hmm.
just paper.
Yeah, there was
It's
this.
like basically the modern day equivalent of a spitball, I guess.
Yeah, that's the bad thing. Some people would get these pens that had like metal clips on them,
And then you get your silly bands.
Mm-hmm.
Take one of your 50 million silly bands off your arm and load that up. It's like heavy artillery.
Yeah, sending mortars down range. This thing's
Yeah,
hurt.
pretty much like shelling people.
Remember freshman year, everybody had lanyards, and they'll just pop people with them.
Yeah. I still have them.
I feel like people, most of the time,
That's
people
what
were
I
like
thought.
taking them out of your pocket and then actually like hitting them with you.
Yeah, I
hitting
still
you
have
with
my
them.
lanyard that I made, not freshman year. 'Cause,
Oh yeah,
I mean,
you were the weirdo making lanyards.
I couldn't even drive, and
I
like,
was the
these
weirdo
people
who made
couldn't
duct tape
drive in
wallets in middle school.
These people couldn't drive
Oh,
their
God.
freshman year, so I don't understand why they would have lanyards. All you have is a house key.
There's
Dude,
like nothing
I
attached
just had
to
a
it. It was
lanyard in my
just like
pocket with no
Whoa,
key.
whoa,
on it.
whoa.
blank lanyard.
Order.
Just a keychain. I'm sorry. Let Johnny go. He's funnier than I am.
Yeah, I got more talent than you.
Oh, frick. You didn't have to like rub it in.
Just come after him like that.
Truth hurts, you know. Can't handle the truth, you know. It's out the kitchen, you know.
All right, Clint.
Can't handle the truth without the kitchen. That made no sense.
Did it have to
That's
make
what I'm
sense?
telling. Oh my god.
Johnny doesn't have to make sense. He's the one who tells you what makes sense and what doesn't.
Johnny is a daddy.
What makes sense is dollars. Remember that.
Money talks.
Correct.
Chase
I
a
ain't hear
check.
nothing coming
Never
from you.
chase a bitch.
Wait, what was that?
Have you ever heard that?
No,
song, Max?
Johnny.
Oh,
It sounded like a little kid giggling.
oh.
That got me, I ain't gonna lie.
Seth, you do a pretty good impression of Johnny laughing.
I can't do it right now.
Do your
I'm happy
Conker
to do it.
impression.
Oh, does anyone want
Gollum.
does anyone want to tell the heavy breathing story? Because I can.
Oh, I guess I can. I guess I can because I was present.
Yeah.
We were playing. We were playing The Ass of Us, right? And it was like 3 a.m. Like we kind of like lost track of time. We weren't like doing this on purpose. We were just like having a conversation and playing video games, right? So me and Seth are like in this heated game, and we're like, it's close. Like you should
I'm
not be
there, too.
distracted during this. No, you weren't here during this, Johnny. So
What
then,
happened out there?
oh, you were. All right, whatever. Like, so anyways, Johnny was there too. But then I hear like Seth's mic unplug, and then he gets back on and he goes, "My dad is really mad at me." He says he's tired of me being on the game at night.
This
I'm gonna
has
get
got
off
to
now.
stop. This has got to
This is-
stop.
This has got to stop.
Damn it, Seth.
And then the
We're
next
both
day,
are still up. Oh, you're fucking.
Apparently, Seth Gaming has like made his father, well, his alleged father. We know who his real one is. He's been like shaking with rage because of Seth playing video games.
You gave your dad like an aneurysm just from you playing video games late at
Damn it,
night.
Seth. You're the reason I got diabetes.
You're gonna make him pop a blood vessel or two.
because the next day, I came downstairs to get breakfast or whatever, and my mom was in the kitchen, and she told me like how furious my father was.
I mean, I'd be furious too if I spent like 19 years raising a little ungrateful shit who just like spins up the
Playing
power
video
bill playing video games.
Say, quit masturbating in the bathroom.
You ever get off that
seriously
game,
though,
son?
I mean, could you imagine like creating something and spending like an upwards of around 20 years just to like try and nourish that thing to like basically just destroy itself with bad decisions?
No, it's not.
funniest
It's
thing
not like I
ever-
was playing Minecraft or not Minecraft. Crap. No,
Like
Minecraft is
Fortnite?
great. It's not like I was playing Fortnite. Why
Yeah,
did I
but
say
people hated
Minecraft?
Minecraft like 5 years ago, so don't
Yeah,
forget that.
That's because it was the top game, and apparently it still is the top game.
Well,
now-
I think what happened is all the autistic people played Minecraft, and then now they all play Fortnite.
So they downgraded.
Yeah, call it whatever you want.
Minecraft's
They-
too hard for me.
It's like
What
basically.
was the thing before Minecraft that everyone hated?
I don't know. I
Probably
don't
Call of
Call of
Duty,
Duty.
maybe?
Yeah, it was Call of Duty.
Yeah,
'Cause
people
before-
hate. No.
Before posting your Fortnite battle victory royale, it was always posting your like kills on Black Ops Zombies.
I
Yeah.
felt like Call of Duty was like really annoying. Like everyone was on YouTube about it and just it's all over the place and it's just kind of overrated.
Yeah.
It is
Now
pretty
it's just
overrated. I'm
A
probably not,
little
even
irrelevant.
though the new Call of Duty looks exciting with like Modern Warfare, I still probably won't get it. As
Terrible
soon as
name.
it's out.
Terrible
I'll wait
name.
for it. To
How is
come
it?
out,
I mean, it's not a terrible name. It's
later.
just they're rebooting an old series that they had.
well, you know, Clint's a terrible name. I mean, who would? I mean, you're
That's
one
the
letter
perfect
away from
name.
being
Look
a
at your
female
gamer tag.
part.
Lobster boy.
You're just
Yeah.
one. bad
Should we
day
talk
away
about
from
that? We
being
need to talk about this.
Oh, what?
We need to talk about this waiter.
Oh my
Wait.
god. Okay, yeah. Okay, so Parker, you missed all this because you never went to the Buffalo Wild Wings meetings with us.
Well, you know, I really wanted to go.
You didn't want to
I'm
go.
sorry. You
badly
should just
enough.
put me on FaceTime, and then I could have been there.
Okay, so
Technically.
basically, whenever we went to Buffalo Wild Wings, like I don't know what, 2 weeks ago.
Monday. It was Monday.
Yeah, it was
Like
earlier this
8 days ago.
Or, oh yeah, we.
No,
I
not
don't
the
know.
second time. The first time, it was like 2 weeks ago.
No, it wasn't. It was Monday. 8
Oh.
days ago. Because that was my only day off.
Jesus.
We went
How do you know
twice.
all-
We're talking about we
okay.
went twice.
Okay. Anyway.
He's good with dates, but don't question it. Just go.
Yeah. Okay. So we went to Buffalo Wild Wings, and we had this creepy waiter. Is
Weird walk, too.
Yeah, he was very
He walks
strange,
with his hands up.
like a T-Rex. But it's not like he. I don't think he.
Like
he
a
might have
gay
been-
T-Rex.
He might have been gay. I'm not sure, but like he was just
But
weird.
he likes us.
Even if he was gay, like he was just weird. Like, and it was unsettling, like kind of like a psychopathic kind of way. But whenever he took our order, he literally like pulled the chair, the fourth chair that you should have been sitting in, Parker. He pulled that up and sat down with us and like started
And
talking
I was
to
like-
us like we were friends.
And I was like smiling, but I was like furious inside. Like I was trying to just go with it and be happy, but I was just pissed off that he sat beside me.
Oh man, I should have showed up and I could have been the one to like.
Yeah, you
basically
could have blocked
talk
the
this
seat.
screw off. I could have been like, piss off, dude. This is my turf. You don't come in here and be weird, right? I'm the weird one here. Everyone knows that.
And then
Everyone
What-
respects me for that.
so the second time we went, we had another.
When
We
some
had,
new guy comes up and tries to take my spot,
so
things get ugly.
whenever we went
He
this
did try to take your
past
spot,
week,
though. He was trying to hang out with us.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, he's not the
so
real
this
Parker.
happened. Like, he kept talking to me, and I kept talking back, not to be rude. Like I was like trying to like
You should have been really
in the
passive-aggressive with him.
conversation.
and then Johnny and
I mean, I
didn't say a
couldn't.
word.
Yeah,
didn't
Johnny
say
and Seth
anything.
would not say. Like I was
At
hoping
all.
one of them would jump in and help me out, but they were letting me
What
do
if
the
you just
talking.
all awkwardly stared at him instead until he left?
That's how it was. Well, he was awkwardly staring at me, and I was like trying to think of something. Like, yeah. He's like, so what have you been doing today? And I'm like, day off. You know, like, oh, only day off and forever.
Did he try to grab your
different.
hand? Did he like go for the little like knuckle?
No, but he would
rub?
like tap us. He'd hold us on the like Johnny had like a wing in his mouth, so he like held on Johnny's shoulder and he's like, "Hey, anything I can get you?"
He did
And
not
Johnny
hold
like,
my
then-
shoulder.
I-
If he would have touched my shoulder.
he tapped you or something.
This past time we
I
went,
just asked.
we had a different waiter, but the guy was still in there, and like we made eye contact multiple times because I mean
And
we
he,
were all,
he looked like I broke up with him or something.
like we betrayed him or something because we had a different waiter. But he would like walk past us so many times, and he went to this corner where they have like they do the orders or whatever. They have a little sink in there. And he started dancing. I don't. It was very weird. He started dancing, and then whenever we were leaving Buffalo Wild Wings, it started pouring down rain. Clint went to go get his car and pull it up to the front, and he came up behind me and Johnny, and he looks outside. And he looks over at me and Johnny. He goes, "F it, free shower," and he just runs outside, like full sprint. It was,
And he was sitting beside his like person he was waiting on that night too.
yeah. So it wasn't just us. He does that to everyone, but it's still very, really creepy.
And when we walked in, the hostess is like, "Dining area or bar stool?" And then Seth and Johnny, of course, they always leave me to do the talking. And then they're going, "Oh, let's go bar stool." And I don't like bar stools. So I was like, "Hey, can we get that seat in the corner?" Because I knew he wasn't waiting on that seat. So then, we got that seat.
Yeah, but I told you
I
to do.
would get.
I told you to do
Clint
barstool.
literally just
Clever
said,
girl.
I told you to do barstool because I knew that he wouldn't be waiting on that side because he was always waiting on the.
Well, he
on the
never
dining
does like
side.
the back part like any of the booths.
No.
He usually does like middle table. So that's why I like picked that seat.
Yeah, but if
I
we
hope
were
we
on
get
the other
Aloy
side,
next time or
there would've-
somebody.
And Aloy. There's a video game called Horizon Zero Dawn. Terrible game. Do not play it.
I didn't like it either. Everyone loves it so
But
much.
the main character is a redhead, and Clint looks over at Buffalo Wild Wings and he sees this redheaded waitress who looks nothing like her, and he goes, "Oh my God, it looks just like Aloy." It really doesn't, Clint. And
Yeah, it
he
does.
swears up and
always
down.
does shit like that.
It's funny
He'll say somebody
because
else has about it.
it's probably just something to do with hair colors, but freaking people will look at Caitlyn, and she's got blonde hair, of course, just like the bleach blonde hair,
Mm-hmm.
and people will just be like, "Oh, she looks like Daenerys or Harley Quinn," or like just name any famous person with blonde hair.
Mm-hmm.
Like it could be like a black person with blonde hair, and then someone would say it looks like.
See, that's what we use to connect people together is the color of their hair, not the color of their skin.
Oh yeah, I
They're
mean the
only
reason
two
I look
redheads.
like Seth, the reason we look so similar is because our hair color is like almost like the same, you know.
Yeah. Even my
That's
mom.
a good
really,
topic.
I think
Us
Seth's
three
hair is a lot
look
darker
alike.
than mine.
Hold on, I got a topic.
Okay.
What's the weirdest waiter you've ever had? Like oddest experience?
Hmm.
Oh frick, I don't know. I couldn't even I don't even remember.
I would have to say
Back in
this
the-
past one.
Yeah,
Maybe.
there ain't really
That's the
weird
most-
waiters.
That's the most like recent one. No, I
Well,
got one.
can
I got
tell
one.
you, if you go to the Wing Bones or whatever, in the downtown York, They have the
Yeah.
worst waiters ever. That's for sure.
Yeah,
They
but not
do.
So
weird.
what's the problem
They
with
have the
them?
worst
They're all just
everything there.
they're all just a bunch of meth heads though.
Well,
So,
I don't know.
it's to be
Usually it takes
expected.
them like 30 minutes to like get me napkins or fill my tea
Dude.
up or something.
Like, they
And the
suck.
floor is sticky.
Yeah.
You could
Oh,
like
gross.
That
walk on
floor
the
been
walls
sticky
because they're
since it
sticky.
opened.
Oh,
Yeah.
So fucking
I
weird.
have a story.
It's like literally like walking through a puddle of maple syrup.
I have a story.
What's the story?
Okay, then
So I've
why don't
recently
you take 10 and then jump? But
okay. Okay, so I've recently
I'm
started
sorry, that
working.
was my attempt at a joke.
I've recently started working for this lifeguard company. Basically, they hire out lifeguards to private pools like
It's like
HOA
temp
neighborhood
work
pools.
for lifeguards. It's
Yeah.
like a temp lifeguard job.
I'm a contractor. I'm a lifeguarding contractor.
He's a
Um,
PMLG private
Private.
break. I don't know.
Oh,
Private lifeguard.
it's a PLC.
Just continue.
Private
Or-
lifeguard
or-
contractor. PLC. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, so I've been jumping around from pool to pool. Like I'll be in Charlotte, and then I'll be in like Fort Mill, all the way down to Clover, Rock Hill.
Always working for the highest bidder.
Basically, that's. But
He
I've
thinks
been
he's a
jumping.
mercenary, but like doing lifeguard work.
Yeah, I'm taking my job way too seriously. I have a gun. No walking on the. No
A
walking.
flare gun.
No running on the pool deck. So
Just stick
basically,
the AED in the water.
you kill everyone. And so on my first day, I think probably about 3 weeks ago, I started working. My first day, I went to this pool in Charlotte, and it was pretty normal, just a really basic pool, just a plain rectangle. People coming in all day. And then towards the end, there's this very strange looking woman who walks in,
Oh,
really skinny, really skinny, like anorexic looking almost. And for some reason, she was wearing not short shorts, but they were shorts and they were baggy, like not a bikini. And I mean, it wasn't really all that weird at first, but then later on,
You always see way more than what you want to see when you just watch people at the pool.
yeah.
Just gonna leave that out there.
Well, I mean, she was pretty far away, but eventually she leaves, and then I start cleaning up because it was closing time, and she comes back to the gate, and you need a card to come back in. She left her card in her vehicle or whatever, and so I get a closer look, and it's a man.
it was Stormbreaker.
It's a
Oh,
man.
never mind.
It is a transgender woman. She had I'm not sure if she was I don't know how far along in the transition she was.
The
It
trans-
was the
transmission?
transmission.
a transformer. You
But,
should have called her Optimus.
She had I don't know what to say. I'll just say
Co-
it.
Well, you know what? Why don't you just like ask them what they prefer, and then stick to that pronoun.
Hopefully I never see it again. But it had on blue lipstick, which was really weird. Whether you're a girl or a guy, you can't pull that off. I was just saying.
I don't know. That one girl you like always wears blue lipstick.
What girl?
Elmo.
Oh, she did. Okay, let me finish this story and then we can talk about Emma.
Oh
So-
God.
I see that it's something, and so I let it in, and she goes to grab whatever. She forgot. So I turn her back around and start taking out the trash. I come back and I look at my phone to check the time, and there's a little piece of paper, and I look at it and it says "cute blonde," and then has its phone number underneath it, and the transgender thing was a blonde. And it was,
Let's use the
oh
proper
my
pronouns, please.
God. I don't know the pronoun because I don't know
I
what it wants
mean-
to go by.
Cute.
For someone
No.
who wants to start a podcast, you're very intolerant to other people's plights.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be
Although the
accepting,
one thing
but I
I
don't
hate
know.
is
I
when
don't know
people
what it
try
wants
to,
to go
like-
by.
I mean, the thing that I don't like is when people try to say like, talk about how beautiful they are. It's like, don't lie to them.
Yeah,
You're calling them beautiful, but would you kiss her on the lips?
You
I
can
don't
do
think so.
you can do what you want with your body, but you're not gonna force me to call you beautiful because you are not. You're a solid 2
Maybe
out
on
of
the
10.
inside, you could be the nicest person in the world, but if you look like that, I mean,
Not to be shallow or
it's
anything, but looks are pretty
although
important.
it's actually very terrifying because there are some men who make more beautiful women than most women could ever
Yeah,
be.
I mean, just
So.
look at the freaking Snapchat filter. I look hot with that.
Just
Have
look
I
at
shown you
me.
guys? Have I
Swamp.
shown you guys a picture of that?
Yeah,
I'd
you
rather
do
not see it.
nonstop actually. He's basically that's all he does on
I send it
Snapchat.
to Parker all the time just because he has Snapchat, but I don't. Clint, you don't have Snapchat.
You should make your Tinder the girl version of you and see what
And
happens.
then catfish everybody.
I've actually seen that a few times. This guy's,
That's
I
so
guess, trying.
disgusting.
I'm sure that it works. That's the scary thing. I know that it works on like older people, like 45-year-old men. I bet like they're sending feet pics or something and getting $500 a month just for
Is Clint sending you feet pics?
I'm sending Clint feet pics and he's paying me very high dollar.
Nice.
Oh,
I've been thinking
Nope.
about doing it because Clint likes them so much. He pays top dollar.
Would you like
Not.
to follow me on a quest to earn very much money and loot?
If anybody,
Should we talk about
our
Elmo Girl?
audience want to make some extra money, just
You want to talk about Elmo?
feet pics.
Should I talk about our first date?
Yeah, you tell that. I
Mine and
mean,
Elmo's date?
I don't really have any stories with Elmo because I don't know her, but yeah, go ahead.
Well, apparently you're a big fan. All right.
what about
so
a
She's pretty.
story with Tickle Me Elmo?
there's this girl. No, she's not pretty. So she's hideous.
She's
So there's this
not
girl-
that bad.
In the greater Charlotte area. She's not like this. And she just has like the worst voice ever. And she has like different dyed hair all the time. Most of the time she's Elmo. But like I met her like at the mall one time. But she'd come to my store, say hello, and she'd come in like a good bit, and my boss was just tired of it. Where he's like, "Look," he gave me the phone. He's like, "Call her, ask her out, just get her out the damn store." And I'm like, "Okay, like fine, whatever. If it gets me to be assistant manager, then sure, I'll do whatever." So then like I called her and I'm like, "So you want to go do something this weekend?" And she's like, not with you." I'm like, "All right, thanks." So like a week later or so goes by, and I go to this concert, and the tickets are cheap. They're like it was Charlie Puth and what's his face? Charlie Puth and Haley Steinfeld. Anyways, tickets were like
Dude,
30
Charlie
bucks. So I'm like, why not? So I sat like by myself, like in the middle where nobody else was.
You go to
Like
a
nobody
concert
else
by
bought
yourself?
tickets. Yeah, because no one I knew would want to go to this concert with me. So
I feel like going
I
to a
go,
concert by yourself is like walking into a movie theater by yourself.
Clint does that
oh, I
too.
do that
weird.
too.
That's very
Well,
strange, but continue.
Here's the
please.
catch of the story. I didn't go by myself, apparently. So I'm sitting there, and then Elmo comes up, and she goes, "Oh, looks like we're sitting beside each other." And then she throws her ticket away. And then she sits beside me. And she brought her mom, which is great.
My
So-
mom
Yeah, 'cause
watching.
she gets it. She gets that you're not supposed to go by yourself. I'd rather
Give us
go.
a story.
Why
I'd
you
rather
bring
go
a
with my mom
chaperone?
than I would go by myself.
I would
Just
take
saying.
Why
I
do
would
you-
t- I would take my mom
I
to
usually-
a Slipknot concert rather than just go by myself.
I usually like
Exactly.
meet somebody at the concert. Like whenever I go to like a concert at the Epicenter or something, usually there's like a bar and like people to like talk to and meet and stuff. But that's usually my MO. But anyways, so Elmo is like dancing, just pissing me off, just ruining my day basically. So then the concert's over and I'm leaving, looking for my car, and she goes, "Hey, you're a nice and guy and whatever, but I don't
You're
want to see you
ugly."
anymore because you're kind of gay." And I'm like,
Oh shit! Oh
I'm
shit!
like,
Oh my
thank you
gosh.
for that.
That's,
and then
good
I
observation.
finally got away from Elmo.
Hey, I have one of Elmo's videos from YouTube. I'm pulling
Oh
it up right now,
shit!
and I'm gonna
No,
let you
do
guys
not, do
listen.
not.
Have you
Do
ever?
not.
Oh no, this is a
I
real
do not
question
wanna
though.
hear
I
her
have
voice.
to. No. I have to like ask this though. Have you ever been pursued by like a girl that you really didn't like, and you've like this has happened to me, but have you ever like considered saying that you're gay just so like some girl would leave you alone?
Yes.
Because I know I have. Thankfully, I've never said anything because that would have spread like wildfire. But
Yeah. I mean,
I've definitely considered.
eventually the women tend to catch on that you're not interested. But I mean, this one in particular was very persistent, and
Um,
it was gonna take the gay card to get her to leave me alone.
I would. You
Is
should
it
just
like
ask shit like fat
Yu-Gi-Oh?
guys.
Like you just like
pull out a
freaking
card.
scream like I choose my gay card, and then you throw it down, and then all of a sudden like a rainbow shoots out like
Shoots
when
out of my
Thanos puts the last stone into the Infinity Gauntlet.
ear.
Well, this just went south real quick.
Okay, I'm gonna let
Yeah.
you guys listen.
You idiot! Are you retarded?
Yeah.
I don't know, Clint. You're kind of gay.
I mean, Elmo.
Oh my.
Watch the boy.
Okay, just listen to
She
Elmo.
probably listens to this, and then she's gonna like cry.
I'm
Now.
just.
But also, it's worth mentioning, so right across the street from this Goodwill is a
Okay. Oh, I can't listen to this. Oh my gosh, that's just nails on the chalkboard.
How about to change up? Why don't we play that game we were talking about earlier? We'll start with Clint, and then we'll go to Seth, and
Okay.
then to Johnny, and then me.
Yeah,
So-
just complete a sentence.
Yeah, Clint, say a word.
Baseline.
What did you just say? Baseline?
Let's start somebody other than Clint. How about that?
Okay, all right, Johnny, start us off with a good word to make a story out of.
The
House.
Came.
Buzz.
Lightyear. Oh wait, no, it's Johnny's turn.
Lightyear.
Oh, nice, good choice.
Why didn't you say on, Clint?
Hitherto.
Your mother. Oh my god, this is awful.
I wish one of us was writing this down so we could like.
Clint sucks at
redo
this,
it.
alright? He said Buzz, and I don't. That's what confused me. Why,
Because I was
where did
looking at my
Buzz come from?
phone and I
It
looked at
didn't
my,
make no
my
sense.
background. I
Clint,
looked
you
at my
can't,
background like, oh, Buzz Lightyear,
you
Buzz.
can't just say some random word. You have to actually think about it and make it fit.
Yeah, try to form like a sentence.
Alright, I'll
Done.
start it this time.
Okay.
Alright, you guys ready?
Yeah, I'm ready for this. My body and soul are
Next.
both ready. Johnny.
Next.
Oh, I'm next.
Yeah, we'll just do that then.
Time.
On.
Raptors.
Okay,
Next time on Raptors. Okay, what will happen next time on Raptors?
They win game 6. And
Oh
that's all
my
done.
god.
So I was reading
We
about.
suck at this. Let's just skip
Yeah,
this.
can we do something
Yeah,
else?
this
Let's
kind
ain't working.
this is kind of a train wreck.
Let's just ruin
actually.
it. Let's just be honest.
It was
Yeah,
a
why
good
don't we
idea
just
at
do it
first.
again, but without Clint?
Hey, there's something that I wanted to get on the podcast. Seth, can you do a quick impression?
I can't
Probably
really do
Gollum.
Gollum because it's loud and I don't want to.
Do it,
And
do
you-
it. We
oh,
need to hear
if
the
you got-
breathing, man.
If you thought his
Don't do
father was very irate the first time, he will be beside himself with rage.
Just
I
like-
guarantee it.
If,
Bring
if, it's-
horses.
if at some point you hear like
You're gonna give him an asthma attack.
if you hear any like
Where's my
heavy
inhaler?
if you hear any heavy breathing, just I love you guys. All right.
Okay.
I'm
we
done
just hear
for.
heavy breathing get louder and louder than just.
No,
He died.
Oh my
That's
god.
my-
I just want to know who would edit the podcast if Seth got killed.
I mean, I
know
don't
I
think
can
anyone
do it.
really edits the podcast because we've made what like 4 since the last
No,
one
we made
that,
more than 4.
that I made.
Seth, when your
I
dad
still
yells
think
at
we
you,
should call this
stay
season
in
2.
character.
We made 2
Don't even-
podcasts that we didn't put up because they weren't.
Oh, they were lame. They were actually like lame. I fell asleep through one of them.
Seth, when you become Gollum, you need to stay in character when your dad yells at you.
Yes, precious. I stay in character.
Do the fishy song.
I don't know the fishy song. I know it's like something
File
about...
your tax report in the Gollum voice.
Oh god. I
No,
don't...
go taters? What's taters?
This is so stupid.
Do your best.
What's taters, precious?
Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew.
Very nice fish. Alright, I'm done with that.
Keep your fish and chips or whatever they say.
I think
Alright.
we've already covered that the only impression that I can do is the Hank Hill impression.
Yeah, I think you can do it.
Oh. Do I look like I know what a JPEG is? I just want a picture of a goddamn hot dog.
It's fun, like that's
Dude, it's
that's
not
all,
as funny-
that's so
it's not
close
as-
to your like real voice.
I can do an impression.
Do it.
Dang it, Bobby.
Hey, I'm Johnny.
Hello,
Whoa.
my name's Johnny, and it might be a sin, but I'll take your bet, and you're gonna regret, because I'm the best there's
Best
Best
ever
there
been.
ever been. Come on, have
Alright, let's. Well, Clint, you're supposed to continue.
Can we
with the,
talk
like, the
about
baseline.
Can we talk about Bill whatever his name was?
Bill Nye the Science
Crosby?
Guy.
No, the character that
Bill
we
Clinton?
did
Bill Nye.
whenever we prank whenever we prank
Oh.
called
It was.
Are you talking
Tim
about
Baker.
him?
Tim Baker.
Tim Baker?
Tim Baker.
We need to talk about that prank call that I did.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
the prank
So
call where he called, they said hello, and then he just fucking hung up because you got so scared.
No,
We've never laughed harder than that.
okay. So
Because-
No, literally,
He's
someone
like, okay,
called
I
me
got
and I
this.
didn't hear anything. The first time they called me, I heard nothing, and I was like, "All right, this sucks. This is like a scam." And like, cause I literally thought it was like a prank call, and I like hung up, whatever. And then the second time, they were like Tim Baker, or no, actually, like Caitlin answered the phone, and then they couldn't even keep a straight face. I could hear them laughing already.
okay,
No, I was
let me-
doing it, and then they just started fucking laughing.
let me
Oh, I
t-
figured
let me
heard
tell
Seth
this.
and Clint giggling like little school children in the background.
Hey, okay, let me tell this. We didn't only prank call you. I'm not gonna mention any names or nicknames or anything because I don't want
Casper.
like.
No, they TP'd her house. Can we get like a dozen eggs and just like
Okay.
yolk and TP?
So after we called you, Parker, I told them that they should call a very white individual, and not the one that you're thinking of, but
Oh,
Totally different
The
Casper.
Aldine
Casper
or-
2, not Casper 1.
a very very
The
white
sequel.
individual.
Very wild.
So
what?
Very wild.
so I gave Clint the number, and then
I already know
so
this is gonna be
like
good.
we were discussing who like what we would talk about, who like
And we
this
spent
is
some
where-
time on this,
Yeah,
on what we're
probably-
going to
You
do.
should
I'd
have
say
said
about
it
10
was
minutes.
said individuals, girlfriend's father, there's lawyer, and came up with some excuse on why his
No,
girlfriend-
wrong white individual.
Oh well, who's whiter than that one?
Never mind. So let me just tell the story. Okay, so we probably talked for about 10-15 minutes about how we were going to go about this. Like, this is where the name Tim Baker came from.
Well, then you
We
guys
talked to-
spared no expense in the planning. You guys really had
Yeah,
every single great
we,
mind.
We really planned this out, except for one thing. We let Clint do it.
The Fire Nation.
So,
Split.
so
Screws everything.
finally,
Ruins
eventually, we decided to finally call. And I didn't want to use my voice because I was scared that it would be recognizable. And then Johnny...
Even though
I
you
don't-
do the best impressions.
I don't know why Johnny didn't want to do it. So
I don't know, 'cause
I wish I
Look,
was
I
there
know
because
y'all
then
gonna
one,
laugh
I
as
wouldn't
soon
have
as I
gotten
start
prank
going.
called, and two, I could have done the voice.
for
I
some
feel like
reason,
I can do pretty good voices.
for some reason, Clint volunteered, and
Well, I reckon I can do pretty good voices.
and Johnny and I knew that Clint was gonna royally screw it up. We just knew we could sense
Naturally, because it was gonna be more of a wreck than when he hit that old lady.
it. So basically, so
That
whenever
jogger was not that old.
oh my god,
I mean, we just know Clint hates old ladies. Clint, if alright,
And
you're in a
children.
gas station and an old lady is being held at gunpoint, would you actually like take a bullet for an old lady? She's like, hell
You
No,
would
I don't know her.
Okay,
no,
guys,
She's none of my
let me
business.
finish. Let me finish the
His
story.
name's
Let me finish the story. Okay, so we finally call. Oh, Clint finally calls. Rings probably until like the last ring, and it's like the
No,
most
she answered pretty quick,
really.
and all I heard was,
Oh, hold on.
"Hello?
Okay, it was the most
Hello?"
suspenseful ring of all time, and then finally 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 they pick up, and all you hear is like a very confused hello, and then
Clint just hung up
Clint
and started
Clint kind of
fucking
Clint hunched over, bit his tongue, pressed the hung up as fast as anyone could possibly hang up a phone, and then we just died laughing. It was I've never laughed so.
What were you guys going? What was the plan you spent 15 minutes?
I forgot what the plan was, honestly.
It was some,
Wow.
I can't really talk about the plan or else
No,
it would
it
give
was-
away identity.
Yeah,
but
but we were trying to like
we were trying to
get
get
into this
into their
individual's work.
yeah, like their
'Cause there's
work.
like a turd in it, and we had to clean it up or something.
But I mean, we had it planned out, and Clint just ruined it.
ruined it.
Like, he could not keep
I
a
mean,
straight face.
I mean, it's still
Hello?
funny either way.
Yeah,
Hello?
I'm kind of glad that it worked out the way it did, just because complete and total
It's so
failure.
funny.
Remember those old prank call videos where people would get like characters from TV shows or video games, and they would call like Chinese
Dr.
kitchens
Phil's
and-
sound call board or something.
Hank
Yeah,
Hill.
let's do
Hank
that.
Hill
Let's
Burger.
call let's call some local restaurant like McDonald's or something, and use like Gollum's voice or something.
So, in high school, like you know how like the computer classes they always get like the Chromium substitute or whatever.
Yeah.
The people would get on like I don't know Family Guy soundboards or something and like make Peter say hell or something, and then the teacher would be like, "What was that?" And then get the principal involved in it. Who said that? Like we get Hank Hill to say, "Shut the hell up," and then like the principal like the substitute would press the little button on the wall to call the principal because there's somebody hacking into the computer.
Yeah, it's like it's
I
kind of
just
like the
remember when I was
NPCs.
in a computer class, whenever the substitute was in, everyone would just be playing like, I don't know, like
Just anything.
Cool math.
Games, Minecraft. We
Anything.
had a pirated version of Minecraft on the school computer, like the
there was
school
some
hard
like
drive.
pirated version of CS:GO on the computer. that
And
people played.
Slender Man.
That was on there
I never
too.
saw
Yeah.
that one.
But it was like with the
It's on the deep
substitute
freeze
with the
file.
substitute teacher. It's like the NPCs in video games when it's like you throw a rock to distract them. It's like, what was that? It's like and then so
I'm
it's.
pretty sure substitute teachers are NPCs.
I mean that's the only reasonable explanation, isn't it?
I mean, yes, it seems very likely. I mean, if anyone's watching this and you're a substitute teacher, I'm sorry, but you're very lifeless and, in fact, frankly, very boring.
I think most people who I don't, exactly know or I don't come into contact with, I'm pretty sure most of them are NPCs. Like
I
life
don't
is
know.
a
One time I locked
simulation.
myself in my room and I played Skyrim for like 12 hours straight, and then I kind of just got to the point where any social interaction after that was like, all right, just give me the freaking quest and I'll be on my way.
All right, so we have about 6 minutes to go. I want to play a little clip of an NPC, like a real life NPC moment. And then
Run
after
the
that we
video.
can talk about whatever.
Let's talk about life.
Yeah.
I really want to talk about this Roman noodle stuff people keep doing to repair stuff. It grosses me out.
Nah.
Wait, they're doing what?
Just roll the
Have you
clip already.
seen like the Roman noodle where the sink's broken?
Oh, where they
They use
fixed
the-
the thing. I saw one
Why
with
would
the
you
Twin
eat
Towers,
that?
and they
Oh
they
my
uh
god.
they like fixed the Twin Towers with the
With ramen
Roman
noodles.
oh my ramen noodles. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, yeah.
Freaking,
I
like,
just saw
screwed
one
up.
with the
All right,
with
so
the stool and they put like the chair. It's so disgusting. Like
I
who
saw one
would
with the
eat that, man?
watermelon. So
I saw the one with the watermelon and I saw one with the sink.
I think the sink is what started it all.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so
I think I
I
would
found
say-
the clip It's 31
Do you think
seconds
if they
long.
had ramen noodles back when the Titanic sunk, they could have easily avoided that catastrophe?
No, because then the water would have moistened the noodles and it would have fallen apart within two
But at
minutes.
least they could have eaten something while they were freezing to death.
Still wouldn't have helped because the water would have frozen the ramen noodles as well. Then they
Well,
would
you
have just
know
died
what?
faster.
You just don't like to have fun, do you?
Yeah.
I'm
It was a
anti-fun club.
hypothetical.
I don't remember eating that.
I'm part of the no fun club. I hate anything that has to do with fun.
Seth, if you had
enjoyment.
a clone, if you could clone someone you
can.
hated, would you actually like beat the shit out of like someone's clone? Like, would you like if it was a perfect copy
Why would I
and
do
they
that
thought
when
the
I could
same
just beat?
way?
Why would I do that if I could just beat the shit out of just the
Because
real
then
person?
you wouldn't have to get arrested. You could like lock them in your basement and
So
just freaking,
clones
like,
don't have feelings? If they think the
mean,
same way, breathe the same way.
It's a carbon copy of the person you hate, right? So I mean, yeah, sure, they'd have feelings. They would feel the exact same way
But
that the person you
legally,
hate does.
legally,
Yeah, but no
there
one
can only
would. The
be
police
one
don't know
person.
you have a clone though.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, right. So you could like do whatever you wanted to them. You just
Or-
like freaking put like jumper cables on their nipples and.
Or I could swap
You
them out. I could swap the
What?
clone with the real person, so I could
Well, does
actually
it matter
kill
though?
the real
Because isn't
person.
a clone like the exact same copy?
It doesn't matter, but it's
I mean, yes, but
satisfaction.
you're also wrong.
okay. I'm gonna play this little clip.
All right, fine, coward. Avoid the argument. I guess that means I win.
Oh,
look, somebody
Soylent,
just saw something fake.
a Soylent ad.
Can I help you?
Call the judge and get some fudge.
Call the judge and get some.
Oh.
Are you okay?
Nope.
No?
You a doctor?
Maybe.
Well, where's your MD?
My dick.
Your DM?
You trying to slide in the DMs? You trying to slide?
Pardon?
You trying to slide in the DMs?
What are you talking about?
You know Twitter.
Yep.
And you know
I love the
Twitter,
music in the background.
Oblivion music. Oh my god. So what a great soundtrack. What a great game, except for the NPCs.
Oblivion?
Yeah.
That one's
Yeah.
terrible.
Oblivion
Well-
was great. Skyrim was great.
Actually,
Skyrim was
if
great
you-
until like the third version.
What do you
It's
mean?
the
This
same
is
game.
the third version of the same exact like original.
But if
game.
they release it one more time, I'm gonna shoot myself.
Dude, they already released it for like Nintendo Switch and like the
They're
PS4.
probably gonna remaster it for the PS5.
I don't know if they
Todd
said
Howard
anything.
is going to actually, he's going to make it a fifth copy for when you die, you can play it in heaven.
There was this one thing I saw, and it was like, it was a mod, and Todd Howard was like implemented into the game, and this guy walked up to him and Todd Howard said, "Hey, I hope you're enjoying my game," and then you could choose what to say, and it said, "I am not enjoying it." It's like, "I want a refund." Todd Howard just goes, "No," and it was like, you burst into flames, you get launched across the map. It was the funniest thing. I want a
pretty
refund.
funny.
No.
My favorite
anybody
mod for
paid attention
Skyrim is the
to-
one that replaces the sound effects for bow and arrows with pew. Like every time you shoot an arrow, it goes
Pew.
Has anybody paid attention to this E3? Because it sucks.
I've heard that it's kind of trash.
the only thing I cared about was if they were releasing Elder Scrolls 6, and then they didn't. All they said was they were gonna like revamp Fallout 1770 or Fallout 76.
I've heard that they're
The only thing I
actually.
cared about,
Well, John Wick was in the Cyberpunk trailer.
Yeah, that's
Did you
one
see
thing
that?
I
that
liked
game's gonna
about that.
suck.
Freaking.
I promise y'all that game's gonna
Keanu
suck.
Reeves
Just
was,
Keanu
is gonna
Reeves.
be in Cyberpunk.
He was
Yeah.
he was having his little speech or something, and he talked about like something in the game being breathtaking, and then someone from the crowd just screams at him, "You're breathtaking!" And that was the funniest and sweetest thing I've ever seen in my life. I love
That's
Keanu
actually
Reeves.
very wholesome and very like heartfelt. And
Keanu
Did anybody
Reeves
see
is
that
love that.
best
Avengers
guy.
game?
Avengers game. There's an Avengers game coming out.
Oh
It
yeah,
looked
there's.
terrible. That looked awful.
Oh, you look awful.
They showed like no gameplay of it. They showed like a trailer, and they look like stunt doubles. Like
I
it's just like a rip off of the movie.
I mean, The Last of Us Part 2, it started out just being a little teaser trailer at an E3.
I mean,
con.
Nathan Drake plays Iron Man, so that makes sense.
Which one's Nathan
Interesting.
Drake? Is that's
Nolan
That's
North.
Nolan North.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Drake.
The roguishly handsome space cowboy.
And then Sam Drake plays
Uh oh.
the Hulk.
Colonel. Was that the timer?
Colonel.
You
Yeah,
said we had
He's
6
excited
minutes
for-
left.
That's the timer.
Oh, no.
So it's time
Gotta
for us
say
to
bye.
go.
It's time to end.
Sure, it was too late to say bye. They're already going.
They're already
Uh,
gone. Yeah, no one's gotten this far.
Oh damn.
And
It's
it was
okay,
here.
though.
As soon as Clint fucked up the bit,
As soon
like,
as
yeah, fuck
no, as soon as we stopped talking about long arms, I'm pretty sure like all of the people who listen just stopped listening because it's literally just long arms friends listening
Well, I'm
for
just
the
gonna
juicy
try
drama.
to get
we just lost all our viewers because we just talked shit about their friend.
We need to talk shit about
I
more
have a
people.
couple of
in the show.
people who I was gonna post this on my Instagram. I think we should. Dare we say it? Should call this season 2 now, even though we have like 4 episodes of season.
Chapter 2.
I'd be fine with that. All right.
Season
Well,
2, episode 1, a new leaf.
I think that this is a good place to wrap up. Season 2, episode 1 of the Nightly Rounds podcast. Good night, everyone.
We're still recording, but yes, good night. Enjoy the rest of your night. This round is over.
Oh shit, we're still recording.